Yeah.
That's right, because you went to bed early. What you looking at? Korean?
Mm.
Is that Korean?
Mm.
They got captions on there for English?
Yeah.
They love the. I don't know what it is, man. I'm surprised the Filipinos don't move to Korea. They love the Koreans, man. Everything, Korean drama. That I never understood. I didn't understand because there's enough drama right here. Why do you have to listen to Korean drama shows? But hey, that's what they do. Oh yeah, they love gossip out here like anywhere else. But it's pretty intense out here. And it's like, you say to yourself, isn't your life full of drama already? And you want to go listen to drama from Korean material on there? And there's plenty of that. Plenty of Korean drama. They watch videos and different TV shows. Korean, 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 Korean. I don't understand it, but that's what they do. So you have to really accept the culture out here, or leave. And you got that choice. If you can leave, then you got to decide. Okay, I'll take your advice. I'll leave because I'm finding too many problems out here. Then you got to decide. Well, where am I going to go? It's any better than the Philippines? Anyway, I'm sitting on this nice little swivel tropical chair in front of my house. Oh, listening to the generator. Sweet sound of the, by the way, sweet sound of the generator. On a very cool early morning. In fact, I'm having a smoke, my friends. I'm just relaxing. Got a great woman relaxing on the bed, watching her drama there. And I'm really happy with her, man. Try being happy for somebody, is what I'm saying. Stop criticizing people all the time, folks, really. Is it possible you could be happy for somebody else that's happy? Despite all the bullshit going on, I'm relatively still happy. Because I choose to be. You gotta live in the reality, because no matter where you go, there you are. And if you have anything to deal with, you gotta deal with it. That's what you do, you deal with it. Life goes on. And you make it go on. Because you have to. What choice do you have? What, commit suicide? You really, are you that unhappy? And we hear that a lot. All these TikTok stars, they call them stars. What, they're a star because they're on TikTok? Look, not everything, a lot of these trolls, look what's happening. All right, I don't want to really emphasize the thing about this karma shit, but what's not shit, actually? The very people I know that historically have attacked me are dead or dying. You know? There's a TikTok star out there that you don't hear him come on too much, but he hates my fucking guts. But current information says that this guy is bent over, walking with a cane now. This guy used to attack me left and right. Another guy passed away. Another guy passed away. Another guy passed away that used to attack me all the time. Another guy's in fucking jail for almost 3 fucking years. Don't tell me there ain't no fucking karma. Sorry, I don't want to hear it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Shit happens. You think you're ahead of the game. You think you go around attacking people left and right and get away with it. It doesn't work that way, man. As proof of the pudding. I'm not going to go through all the names in the past few years, people who have either gotten off YouTube or passed away. And these were very vicious people. Very vicious people. Did they get what they deserve? Well, I'm going to tell you something. I may not like it, this and that, but I'm not going to wish death on you and mean it, you know. However, sometimes you have to pay the price of your crime. Hello, MLSO. Every man has a story, died a few months. Yeah, I know. I'm aware of all that. Of course. Goes on. There's Ed Lippett. Every man has a story. There's Michael Fazio. Okay. Um, let's see. I don't got the whole list in my mind. It's too early. Not everything turns out. We got Mike, very irritating Mike. What's the name of his show again? Mike's Philippines Retirement. He's got some heart things going on. You know, we got Kevin, who, well, he just had knee surgery. Kevin is not in good shape. We got Ricky. Let's be honest about this. Why hide it? They got their karma, Frank, expat forever says. I believe they did. We got Ricky, terribly over his weight, has high blood pressure and other problems, sleep apnea on top of that, possibly has diabetes. Ricky doesn't have that long if he keeps on the same track he's keeping on. Look at Nico. Nico's on medicine. Nico is on hyperdrive, first of all, but Nico likes to drink. Nico don't eat the right foods all the time. I've seen what he eats. All these people are on, like, on a list of possibilities of not maybe living a long life that they could have if they didn't just, change a few things in their life. Yeah, I know about it. Yeah, I know Ace Bachelor Cool. What about him? Yeah. Well, he got off, didn't he? Or what was the story with him? Not everything is what you want out here, man. Not everything works the way you would like it. If I can make some changes, I would make some changes, considering a lot of crap that's going on here. You know? I would. And there's some things I wouldn't change at all. I mean, I'm always going to stick up for my partner. Thick or thin, I'm there for her. She's there for me. I would take legal matters in my hands if someone was attacking her. And one guy is in jail because he was attacking me and attacking her, really. Let's not forget, let's not forget, let's not forget Roberto. Okay, Roberto. I don't think things are happening too great for him. I don't know the full story, to be quite honest. I could make up a story, but I don't want to do that on here. He had some kind of Alzheimer's or something. Definitely something was going on because there'd be nothing stopping him from coming on just to attack me. Nothing in the world would stop this guy. He has bigger problems. Now, some people on here that were close to Roberto know what's going on with him. But they don't want me or anybody else to get satisfaction from knowing. That's why they don't talk about it. So I don't think Roberto is in great shape. We got Popeye, that I don't think he's in the best of health, quite frankly. All these people becoming YouTube history. Some people make fun of my age, when they're not far from my age, by the way, just to mention that. Roberto, I don't know, some kind of Alzheimer's or something is what I heard. I heard that maybe his brother had that. Maybe even passed away, I'm not sure. So I'm not going to state that as fact about his brother, but he had a little taco business, whatever he sold. He had food stands. He was trying to enterprise. He had to eliminate that if his health couldn't take it, supposedly. Look, I can speculate till the cows come home, but I cannot give you solid information, so I'm not going to give you and pretend that I know exactly. But no, there is something actually that's been going on with Roberto. I believe that 100%. Because he'd be on attacking me left and right. And for him not to be interjecting in there somewhere, even on the comment section somewhere, then you know something's wrong. Because I know this guy well enough to know that nothing stopped this guy when it comes to attacking people. Expat Forever says, Popeye is a drunk. He won't last long. Lucky if he makes it to 70. I don't know, what is he? 68, 69 or something? 69? I think maybe 69. Yeah. And I think there might be some validity to the point that he's on a mobility scooter. So if that's the case, that he's got some issues going on too. They all got issues, but they're really quick to try to point out fault with somebody else. Oh, they're real quick on that until something happens to them. As I always say, is be careful what you wish for. You know, might come back in spades on you. And we've seen it happen, right? All I know is I'm 71 years old. It is what it is, man. I'm trying to make the best of it and just go on with my life. Sometimes there's some roadblocks out there that you got to take the heavy equipment out and you got to clear these roadblocks, which is exactly what I'm doing. Somebody out there always wants to make you like. Look at Brevis. Brevis, I can't say anything about his health, but Brevis is a little devil. Brevis has been behind a whole lot of shit out here. He hates my guts because I rejected his friendship. That's all it was about. He came over here unannounced. If you don't know the story, he came over here unannounced. I pretty much made an assessment of his character. I didn't like him. He wanted to take me and Guild out to dinner. I refused. I came up with an excuse. And he attacked me. He was even responsible for what they call Ricegate. I'm sure it was him. He did a horrible thing that didn't hurt us, but it hurt other people. He went on one of the forums over here, and said that we were giving out rice and money. There were numerous people at different times that showed up. Some of them came from adjoining islands, believe it or not. That was wrong because it hurt the people. It didn't hurt me. We had to have police come over, talk to us about this. We had a newspaper thing that came over to talk about. You wouldn't believe it. Then they realized it was a prank from somebody from YouTube. People weren't upset with us because at large the community knows us. But there were people that came from other barangays, even from other nearby islands, to come here to get free rice and money. That was evil. That was uncalled for. That was totally uncalled for. Because people don't like to be rejected. And it varies among the individuals how they react to rejection, but some people can't take rejection. So they do some really stupid things to people that can hurt people unnecessarily. Look, I'm the one that makes the assessment on who I want to be friendly with. And I generally, as a rule, don't go hang out with YouTubers. I'll talk to y'all, but YouTubers, or shall I just be more broad and say not just YouTubers, but expats in general, I don't advise it. Expats are more of your concern for having problems than any problems that you think you might have with Filipinos out here. Absolutely. There's no question about it. Well, I could put the camera, I could show. Well, it's getting light out now. Oh, I didn't read the comment, Mr. Loser. I'm going to laugh, Frank, when you're the last man standing out of all those losers who bashed you. Yeah, it could happen. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm surprised no adware attacked me. What happened? I don't know. Expat Forever says there are some good expat. There are. I'm sure there. I mean, there has to be. They can't all be bad. There's a new guy on who's pretty cool. My old age, I can't remember the names all the time unless I watch it, but there's a newbie out there. Guy's been on for a while, but he's a really cool guy. Nothing bad to say. Well, I'm looking at a bat in the sky. There's a bat flying around. I just don't remember the name of it. It's the tip of my tongue, but I can't really remember it. He's a really cool guy. No, there's some good people out there, man. See, I'm not going to make a blanket statement and say they're all fucked up. All the expats are fucked up, because they're not all fucked up. A lot of them had a dream to come out here, and they made it real, okay? They made it real, and they came out here. And they're either doing good or bad according to how they planned. Some people can't handle it. Just face the reality. It's going to be long lines. Bureaucracy is king out here. Politics is king out here. Infrastructure, lack of, is king out here. It is what it is. It's either you could handle it or how thick or thin skin you are, too, with other incidents. I mean, you have to make the best of it. Expat Forever says most of the trolls in our genre don't even live in the Philippines. That's true. That's a good point. It's a very good point. It's because they're living their life vicariously through people like myself and others that are actually here, actually living in the Philippines, not an armchair, sitting in their armchair and pretending that they do and getting involved with everybody's business. And then there's people who have reasons to leave the Philippines and they go into another country. There's always a reason behind that. And these are people, and no names mentioned, that love the Philippines because of some interpersonal things going on, and it might be financially, not that they don't have the money, just as afraid of losing the money to another loved one who they had problems with. They left the Philippines that they basically called home and went to a neighboring Southeast Asian country. Expat Forever says, cash is king out here. Yeah, it is, isn't it? You know, we get by and all that shit. I never said we were wealthy out here. We get by. We always manage even in hard times. And we have a few times. Hey, I've experienced some of the bugaboos out here that a lot of people have. We were taken for money. Shit, we have a woman, shall I say, owes us with interest about 2.5 million pesos. 2.5 million pesos. You think that didn't hurt us a little bit? Of course it did. Of course it did. Now what? We have to get involved in a civil case now. Well, that's my girlfriend's thing, really, because she dealt with the woman. But we're still feeling that out. There are other people that have cases against her. But these people got to live with themselves, too. The word gets in town, nobody trusts her. She'll never be able to do business again, investing with anybody in this town. All she's got is a little store, lets her get by every month. She's got a husband that works overseas. That's how they're getting by. She's not even actually faithful to him while he's away overseas. She was fucking a bank manager. I'm not shit. I don't make this shit up. Oh, I took a big hit, man. Killer. Could you imagine being Popeye? LOL, yeah. That's a big hit. That's a lot of money out here. Oh, hell yeah. Then all this legal shit, paying lawyers and shit like that. You think it didn't take its toll on me? Of course it did. Of course it did. I'd be lying through my teeth, and I do have teeth. Of course it did. Unnecessary shit, but I felt it was necessary. I mean, I'm willing to go the distance just to prove a point and to remedy something. And I did. Yeah, 2.5. Well, it's 0.5 because there's interest. Let's just call it, for actually cash owed, let's call it 2 million. The $500,000 is basically interest. Oh yeah, we got hit pretty bad. Am I happy about it? I'm not happy about it. In fact, I'm livid about it with this woman. And it was just not us. There were other people too. But to be honest, initially, well, my girlfriend did. Because actually it was going real good. And I was making, oh my goodness, I was making like another $1,500 a month, not pesos, bucks, and living a lot better. Oh yeah. Then I decided to do a second investment with her because it was going so well, and that was my mistake. My mistake. Then what happened was people who owed her money were not paying her. They were not paying her. So she didn't have the money to give back in investment monthly. It started off at 10%, and that's unheard of. Great money. Then it went to 5%. No, what did it go to? Initially, it was like a sweetheart deal of 20%, unheard of. Went to 10, something like that. So that was an extra 1,500 smackaronis we were making on top of my pension. No, I wasn't doing 5, 6. No, she had certain investments that we got involved with. It wasn't an Indian thing. Well, you call it what you want, but no, it wasn't an Indian thing. Although she owed some Indians money too. she, God, I don't know who she didn't owe money with. She was taking people's investments and she was buying a car, making payments on it. She bought a piece of land over here, making payments on it. She put money on a pre-sale of a condo in IT Park. Oh yeah, she was. Well, that's what investment is. Okay, well let's be honest about it. Okay, you use other people's money to buy other things, so it's not coming out of your pocket. Okay, she's still making money, but the investors are making money from the interest. But when things go sour, which it did for her, okay, then there's a lot of people that weren't paying her. Okay, that's what started it off. That's what started it off. Well, I don't know what you want to call it exactly. But we weren't dealing with an Indian. No, we wouldn't deal with an Indian. We were dealing with this woman directly. At times, she did deal with Indians to try to get herself out of the situation. She even screwed up some Indians. You don't want to do that. I know one of them. He's a big, tall guy. He's ominous looking. He was not happy with her. She's made a lot of enemies. Let's put it that way. That's her payment. It's not over yet. It's according to what my girlfriend wants to do. If she wants to continue this, she wants to pay a $25,000 court fee to get it going, and continue paying a lawyer. You know, that's up to her. I'm not sure where we stand with this at this moment. We may write it off as a lesson learned or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens with this. It's not over. And there's no limitation on when you could continue with court. You see, what happened was we tried to get her on estafa, but what happened with that is that interest made the difference or something. If we didn't include the interest in the estafa thing, it could have continued as estafa, but for some reason they couldn't do it at 2.5, so it had to become a civil case. Well, I told her we may have to cut our losses, but, you know, quite a loss. That's emergency money, and that's hospital money, and it's all kinds of shit, you know. Oh yeah, quite a lot. We've learned. I mean, I tell you what, I've gone through some downfalls out here, whether it's on YouTube and all the trolls, dealing with that piece of shit that's in jail, dealing with a lot of other pieces of shit on here. It's not been a bed of roses. But I happen to be a strong enough person who could handle this stuff. I'm sitting here just relaxed. I'll show you my chair that I'm sitting on a cool, low morning. There you go. The idyllic life. That's a huge loss. And I'm the kind of person, quite honestly, that wants to see justice. Well, there's no time limit on when we can do this, so we're gonna, you know, she's still gonna pursue it. Go back to my very comfortable tropical chair in the tropics. You can look at these lovely clouds. It's supposed to be something heading in, I think, even this weekend, right? I don't think it's going to hit the Versailles as bad, except we might get a shitload of rain and a little bit of wind, but one thing happening after the other. But look, I kind of weigh things like, here's the way I weigh things. It's like this. I'm looking at all these unfortunate people that are in worse shape than we'll ever be in. No, we're not broke. Let's put it that way. But I see my life, and I see what a lot of people are going through out here. They're really having hard times, the Filipinos out here. Not all of them, but quite a lot of them. I see what they're living in. I don't make judgment on how they live at all. The thing about the Filipinos, which is so wonderful, they still smile. They still listen to music, karaoke. They're basically, you heard it before, right? They're basically very happy people. Come on, thumbs up, folks. They're basically very happy people. No, we're not broke, okay? But I have a whole lot less than I used to have between legal shit and between not getting our money returned. It's our fault, though, too. We could have backed at it as we could have got a complete... Don't get me wrong. We actually made about 50% back on interest, actually. I'm not saying it was a total loss, because over time, in interest, we made back about half of our money. Seriously. It's the other half. But as a whole, about a couple of million. And the way it works is that at any time, you can get your whole investment back. And she would have. But see, she had some problems too when people weren't paying. There was a woman who committed suicide over her. She was so overwhelmed with borrowing from Peter to pay Paul and owed her money, a lot of money. The stress got to her and she committed suicide. I'm not kidding. And this woman, she continues to operate this little store over here in town, not far from me, actually. Business as usual. She fucked over a lot of people. She's going on with her life like nothing ever happened. Like nothing ever happened. My girlfriend has a friend that has a case against her right now. She's still waiting for the paperwork for a court date. Money can go fast in PH if you are careless. Absolutely. Yeah. You see the foreigners coming, oh, we're killing it, we're killing it. What are they killing? Come on, you come over here, either on vacation or to live, and you're going to hang out in a bar with a bunch of seedy people in a seedy bar. Come on, man. You might as well stayed where you were. But it's going to get harder and harder for people out here anyway, even for expats. And sometimes you have to get creative. Why do you think these people who seem to claim that they're so financially stable, but the truth is, they came out here with their pension, that was it. They put together a YouTube show to make some money, and they're making ends meet from having monetized shows. That's how they're sliding by. That's how they're sliding by. But a lot of people got ripped off too. Look at Paul in the Philippines. On that real estate deal he was trying to do, he got fucked over. A bunch of people got fucked over. Some contractor in Dumageddon. Even Dumageddon has got a bad reputation now for expats. They hear so much about Dumageddon that they all want to move there. They all want to move to Dumageddon. I don't even want to visit Dumageddon, nevertheless live there. Yeah. And, you know, we don't go out to eat all the time. We went out last night to reward ourselves. We've been going through the storm. We still got no power. What you hear in the background, if you hear it at all, is my generator. Today's the beginning of the 4th day. And we're on the bottom of the shit list, you know, of getting the power back on. It's been really inconvenient to a lot of people. I ain't visiting Dumageddon. What? Why do I want to go there? I have no desire to go to Dumageddon. No, no. I mean, it is hard. I mean, living in the Philippines, but even, I talk about the transportation thing. And just, I could give you a number of reasons why I don't, travel a lot out here. But, I'll be very honest here, and I'll give you the list. I talked about it before. It's really hard getting around in the Philippines. There's not a lot of direct routes to get from one point to another point. It could involve two or three types of transportation to get there. I don't want to go through all that. Hey, I'm fucking 71. I'm Sprite and all that crap. I'm not Popeye. I'm Sprite and all that stuff. I could handle it, but why? If and then you got the hot weather on top of it. My back, I don't got a great back. Sitting down on long rides for a long time is not advantageous for me, man. Rent a scooter. You ain't catching. Oh man, let me tell you something, man. You ain't catching me on no motorcycle. Just ain't going to happen, bro. That's all I see is people getting hurt or dying with whole families on motorcycles. They don't know how to drive, or they're not defensive drivers, they're not experienced drivers, or they're not paying attention, or they're fucking drunk. Expat says Popeye is doing DoorDash for extra income with his e-bike. Oh, nothing would surprise me. It's a lovely morning. You know why it's a lovely morning, folks? Let's put some positive on YouTube. I'm tired of all the negative shit, man. I'm living to see another day. I'm 71. That doesn't mean it's a death sentence of being 71. Not at all. People listen to numbers too much. Other than a little backache, I don't feel any different than when I was 30 years old. I don't. I'm a lot wiser.
All right, there you go, man. We got the circle of death. And what a shame. Uh, yeah, there's the circle of death, man. But I'm shocked. Uh, on one hand, he says, oh, shouldn't be saying bad things about people. Then he turns around. He bashes me, Roberto, and Lippet. You name it. The list is long and dubious. How you doing, Big E? Uh, Big E, you're still broke? I don't know, man. And Frank says you're a pretty rich motherfucker, and he's jealous of you. Oh man. But yeah, Circle of Death is still running. I think he's talking into his phone thinking he's still alive. It will take him a while. Broke indeed. Oh man. And so, hey, I gotta ask you, Biggie, I mean, did he twist your arm hard enough to pay all of, you know, Barry's fine so he can get his 250,000? He seems pretty entitled to your money, and I'm a bit confused about that, Biggie. Can you clear it up? Oh man. Yeah, welcome in Platinum Real Estate. Uh yeah, you're too busy running your business. Thanks for stopping by. Here you get to say what you want to say. Here we don't judge you. Even if you wish death upon Frank, we won't judge you. And very sorry to report that Bobsy and Aloe uh, have split the marriage bed. It's over. He likes the cold weather. Bobsy likes the hot weather. It was a really great union, but now it's over. Maybe a cloud came over Passport TV, blocked his signal. Oh man. Yeah, he's got one watching, still the circle of death, man. But you know, every day it's the same old shit with this guy. Just same old shit. Uh, Nothing more to say about it, you know? And before I go, I want to thank Passport TV, Big E, uh, Bobsy, Mike Luna. Guessing his generator ran out of fuel again. Oh, no, he's back, folks. He's moving around. That's what it was. All right, so I'll stick around some more. Yes, the title of the show says it all.
Sorry for the gap in the live stream here, but the the generator went off while I was doing my live. In fact, I'm shocked that I was able to recover my live. How did that even happen? Hopefully, I can get some of the people back again. The governor basically, it's a bar. It's really a throttle bar. It's made of plastic, and the vibrations of the vibrations of the generator makes it get loose. So it's not a big deal. If the governor, I tell you, it's the governor, not the mayor, not the president, but the governor. It's the governor that fell loose. And I'm thinking, Frank, goodness for that. It's just a small, tiddly little thing. I seen it laying on the surface. It wasn't really secure. I just gotta find a way to make sure it's secure in there. All's good. See? See? Things get better. Okay. I tell you, it was the governor. I joke around with Gil all the time. Sometimes she'll laugh at it, sometimes she don't, but she understands my sense of humor. God bless her. God bless her. Yeah. Good to see you guys come back again. Well, you didn't hear anything for like 10 minutes, and you figured, well, no, Frank lost his connection or something. No, I was just sitting here in my chair, just vlogging, having a good old time. Well, I'd have to show you what the governor is. You know, the thing is, my generator is just in an awkward position in this lockup cage here, sideways, and it's really hard to get to some of these controls. This is my rickety generator. Uh-oh. Trying to get in there to show you this. Anyway, there is a control arm there. Let's just call it a control arm. Okay? Yeah. And that just came loose. Nothing radical. Don't be clapping your hands. But you got to keep the throttle in a certain position. You don't want to give it too much gas. You don't want to give it too little. Very sensitive. Anyways, our rickety-rackety generator. Keep it locked up so it doesn't get ripped off. And we're just hoping that they turn the electricity on today. We hope anyway, right? But we know it'll start because, you know, it was the coil that was giving us the problem. Did I show you the picture of the coil? I'll show you it anyway. That's what was giving the problem, the main problem, amongst a couple of small bugaboos. But we got a new spark plug in there and everything. So, and you know, the carburetor's brand new. Is it still going? Yeah. Okay, good. I got to check now and then as I walk in the other room. Okay, this is a governor. This is the main culprit, right here. I guess they call it a coil. And you can see how old this is, right? That's a coil. That was about 600 pesos right there. And this was the culprit. Why I was having so much problems with that. Even old generators could be refurbished. But this is it. This is it. Kinda got gasoline in my nails too. That's it. That is the bastard that's been causing me so much problems with that generator. Okay, where was I? I was rudely interrupted by an act of the generator. You could be happy with yourself out here, or you could be miserable the whole time. That's entirely up to you. Show after show. Oh, the Philippines is the least visited place now. Tourism is down. It's dying. Don't move here. Well, most of those statements come from people who can't afford or not ready to come out here or had a bad experience, perhaps, like Jim's Asian Adventures. That's a great, solid example. Oh, he hates the Philippines. Oh, my. My Cambodia is wonderful. Far better than the Philippines. I'm sure there's good points about Cambodia. I'm sure there is. It's probably a cheaper place to live. Yeah, that's your choice. But, he knows if he goes back to the Philippines, he's going to get arrested for adultery directly from his spouse. And that's how it works. Now I can make my proverbial tea. The one thing I can't run because of voltage, I can't put I have a pressure tank for water if I want high pressure. It has to do with the voltage. And I can't be running like a microwave on top of this, on top of that. But everything runs in here. Air conditioner runs, chest freezer, refrigerator, everything runs. Air fryer, all that shit. But you don't want them all on at once. If I had this running and the air fryer and I had the water pressure pump going, yeah, there's a voltage problem. Oh, wait, what's going on? Is this on track here? Hold on. There we go. Do we yet have another problem? Oh no, it's the tray on there. Let me just double check something here. Why isn't this fluently turning in here? It's always one thing or another, guys. And I don't like that sound either. I'm watching this. No, that turntable, that should be turning. Oh, it is turning. Slowly. I think it's probably okay. Having a house, things go sour sometimes, my friends. Sometimes things go sour. As in life, not everything turns out the way you want it to be. And once you put that in your head and you understand it, then you will survive out here very well. Don't expect perfection from the Philippines because you're just not going to find it. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure what else I want to touch up upon on here. I haven't listened to Paul's show yet. I want to hear more about his ideology about, has the Philippines lost his luster? Or he'll come back with another show. What is the real cost of living in the Philippines? Give me a fucking break, please. Somebody give me a break. Give me a break. The problem is you are a slave to your show. You're a slave to your own show. The algorithms, God forbid I fuck up my algorithms. That's when you become a slave to your own YouTube show. All they talk about, my algorithms is off. Is that like your bursitis acting up or something, Your algorithms are off. Has it really come down to that point? I mean, seriously speaking, has it really come down to that? Well, it has for a lot of people. I'm just preparing my lovely tea, if you don't mind. Okay. Back to the dining room here. I mean, it gets to a point of being ridiculous. But there's a lot of people, don't fool yourselves and let them fool you. There's a lot of people who depend on the income from monetization on YouTube. They depend on it. I mean, they actually depend on it. Paul would not be doing that great if it wasn't for his YouTube. He was on a fixed income, period. And he probably makes a couple of $1,000s a month, which supplements his Social Security. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We're not going to attack that fact. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Sometimes you got to make ends meet. Maybe your pension is not as high as you would like it. You have a partner, or you got married, or something. And it helps. For me, it's not worthwhile to try to build up my channel because I'm never sure I'm staying on from 1 minute to another, to be quite frank with you. The fact that I even came on after 3 or so months, I mean, I'm kind of shocked, really. I figured if I could go 3 months, I don't need to be on at all. And I felt I didn't need to. As I said, I got a wild hair, and I decided to come back on again, especially with the storms and everything going on. And there's been a lot of shit going on, earthquakes and everything else. There was a lot to talk about. Didn't need to talk about it, but I wanted to. That's the difference. Need compared to want. Okay, so what else am I missing out there? No, we don't need a bunch of gossip on here. I can look at channels myself and tell you what's going on, make my own assessments of it. But yeah, I just get the general impression that a lot of these YouTubers are not the ones that are actually living out here. Are not really that happy out here. It shows. But they're also making some very dangerous mistakes too, when they spend their time just constantly attacking the Philippines. There's a lot of Filipinos with a lot of pride out there in their country, and why not? They should. They don't want to hear negative about their country. That's why when you talk good about the Philippines, you'll notice that some Filipinos come in there and they make comments, on people's shows. Thank you for supporting our country. We need more expats like you. And they're right, we do need more expats, like those that choose to emphasize some level of positive about the Philippines instead of constantly downtrodden on it, kicking mud in Filipinos' eyes, in the country's eyes. You want perfection? You're going to spend a lot of time finding a country that's a perfect country to live in. Because the truth is, there is no perfection in any country. Political realities, instability with politics and government, poverty, unfair way. Everybody has something to gripe about. And I don't care what country you live in. It's unfortunate, though, I will tell you, with fact, that the United States is and has gone down the tube. Even the staunch Republicans are now seeing the evil ways of Mr. Donald Trump. They're getting tired of it. They're not going to admit it out front that I made a mistake voting for this clown. And it's like this thing going on between him and Democrats. He doesn't want to give in. And the situation is currently going on right now, releasing SNAP benefits and so forth, and putting the federal employees back to work. He don't want to give in. The guy's a billionaire. He doesn't give a shit about how you're doing financially. He's made a lot of public mistakes on camera. And I heard that he has some hidden health problems going on. You see, you don't go in for an MRI unless there's a problem. Nobody goes for an MRI unless your doctors detect a problem. He had to go in for that. And there's people been noticing something about his right eye, a little shut, about some slurred speech every now and again. I mean, he's like 80 years old now, right? Shit can happen at 80 years old. It could happen at 60, 50, 70. Trump is not good for America. He's not good for the world. That's bottom line. And that's about as deep in politics that I'm going to get on my show. Trump is a chump. I always said it. He's a dictator. He's building a new wing on the White House, basically dedicated to himself, the arrogant bastard that he is. Isn't that amazing? And he wants a statue erected in there for him. I mean, this is the guy that you voted for. Many of you, anyway. I couldn't vote from here, but if I could vote, certainly was not going to be for him. Hey, don't complain, man. You voted for Trump. Make America great again, the whole MAGA shit. Well, he's not making America great. It turned against you, my friends. He's making America worse. And his popularity level has sunk. His popularity level has sunk. He's taking big hits. Now, we know he's not going to run for another term. I think he's already even said it. Because he knows he's got probably medical problems going on, too. This is a guy who is so selfish. He doesn't care about the American people. He doesn't care about internationally anyone. It was up to him, really. He would put that code out and hit the button and blow up Russia, North Korea, whatever. It's his military intelligence and otherwise it is cabinet and staff that's telling him, don't go anywhere near that button, motherfucker. But he would. I think if he knew he was dying or something while he was still president, he'd find a reason to get awfully upset with Russia even more and have him push the goddamn button. I just watched a movie, in fact, and it was quite intriguing. More like a documentary, but there's another one that was similar to it. When wires got crossed or something, and, you know, America thought that Russia was sending missiles. They eventually did. So right away, America sent a whole shitload of missiles, Minutemen missiles, toward Russia. They seen it coming, and they sent theirs, and they sent 300 missiles. But that's the way it ended. You have to use your imagination. That the world was destroyed. The world was destroyed. One reacted to the other, and missiles were flying all over the place. That's how it ended. One was kind of a documentary that showed the whole process before a missile is ever launched and what's going on with it and what happens once these missiles are launched. Puts fear in the other guy, and he's got missiles coming your way. Sure, you destroy each other, but you wind up destroying the world. That could happen. I guess if we're all going to go, we all go together, right? You know, misery loves company. Why don't we all just go together at one time? Excuse me. Okay, anyway, we ain't got that much of a lively audience this morning here. Maybe my channel has lost its luster, as Paul likes to say about the Philippines losing its luster. I don't know if it's the time I'm doing my show. I don't know what it is. But whatever. I mean, I came back on. I don't know what I was hoping for. I don't know what I was expecting. I should have just stayed off, to be honest with you. Nobody's going to change on here, just for the fact. Nobody's going to change. Ricky's still going to be Ricky. You know. Don C's still going to be Don C. The Big E's still going to be Big Ego. What's good for the goose ain't always good for the gander, so it's okay for Big E to put a cybercrime case against Sweetskates, but when I put one on Barry, as we discussed the other day, that was a terrible thing. I can't believe his opinion, Big E, is that, well, he should have served 1 day in jail because of his overstay, then sent home. But I had to set him straight on that, about being in my shoes on what he would do. He knows exactly what he'd done. If his reputation career was going to be over because somebody called you a sexual predator, you think he wouldn't be having a case against that person? Of course he would. But it's real easy for him to say, well, you know, the only reason he's in jail is because of immigration. And it's not right. It's not right that he's suffering in jail when you all know that it's very right. You all know what he did. Not just to me. The list is just too long to go down on here. Just too long. He deserves where he's at, and he's going to stay there until he pays the piper. I'm one of the pipers, and the court is the other piper. And we're playing our pipes. He's going to stay in perpetuity, perhaps, in a jail cell. Out of stubbornness. And don't fool yourself. It's not that he don't have the money tucked away, like I said. He has money tucked away for when he does get deported to get started up. But he's so stubborn that he's willing to take the jail time and get He's willing to sacrifice his freedom because he doesn't want to pay Frank. That ain't never going to happen, he says. I'm not going to pay him. I'm going to wait till he dies, then I won't owe him anything. Well, like I told him, don't hold your breath. I'll probably live a lot longer than you, pal. My health ain't that bad. Thank goodness for small miracles. Everybody pays the price one way or the other. And he's paying the price. So yes, I have to disagree emphatically with Big E. I don't know what this high road he likes to take. Him, Mick Fisher, and other people, all with this high road. That bummer does not deserve to be in jail all this time. Well, as I reminded Big E very politely as I can, that I disagree with him because he pleaded guilty to 5 counts, so he's guilty. It means he did the crime, okay, and he's lucky that the judge, that me and my lawyers agreed not to extend the case and to wait and hope for the judge to say, okay, we're going to give you 10 years. We didn't go that direction. We just wanted the case to be over. We figured he was going to plead guilty, and we knew he would. And that's why me and the lawyers put our heads together and said, let's see what he pleads. Officially this time, through his lawyer. And he pleaded guilty because he knew he was. The evidence was overwhelming. He got himself in that situation. So Big E's perspective on this, it's kind of warped. It's warped. It's self-serving is what it is. It's self-serving. Because he don't like me. He kind of turns things the table around and says, yeah, Bummer didn't deserve that. I mean, he's a saint. Saint Bummer. He doesn't deserve to be in jail like that when every one of you people out there know damn well that he does deserve to be where he's at. There's no question about it. It shouldn't even be questionable at all. But Big E don't like me for his own reasons. And I don't hate Big E. I just don't agree with his psychology and philosophy on things. I don't take the road that he drives on and train of thought. When you're wrong about something, you're wrong. And, the Bummer was wrong. Clearly wrong. So he's kind of trying to make me the bad guy. To look what you did to Bummer. You put him in jail this time. I did not put him in jail this time. He was in immigration for a long time because he didn't pay his fees and fines. But then he wound up staying there longer because I got a case against him. And they had to put him somewhere. They couldn't let him loose on the streets, thank goodness for that. He would have disappeared again. His girlfriend would have harbored him again somewhere. That's why he had an extended stay in there, because they can't release you if you've got a pending or current case against you. He had to stay where he was. That was mandated by immigration. It wasn't mandated by me. If he would have shut his mouth, he wouldn't have had a case against him. That's the bottom line. And I got to get off here anyway. Anyway, thanks for listening, folks. I pretty much talked myself out on this morning's show. Let's go on my day. And I suppose you guys are going, I'll go listen to a couple of shows later on. I want to hear about all the horrible comments about the Philippines losing its luster. That nobody's coming here. Well, tourism is down. There is no question about that. The Philippines is suffering. It is. It's suffering. That would not be a lie. Tourism is definitely down. But you got to understand there's some factors involved. And all these people that maybe planned on coming here or moving here are putting their plans on hold because the weather situation's been terrible. They don't want to be caught up in another earthquake, die or something. They don't want to be swept away in an urban flood do you blame them? So a lot of people have changed their minds. And the more disasters that happen in the Philippines, which happens all the time, the more it's changing people's minds about coming here. Now we got more showing up here. The more it changes their minds. You blame them? You want to have a good time coming here. Remember, it's more fun to Philippines. You want to have a good time, brothers. You want to have a good time. You don't want to come here and be swept up in a goddamn flood. Did you see what Cebu looked like in these other areas? I mean, I couldn't believe it. Right now, I heard to get it to Cebu, if you're driving to Cebu from anywhere, it would take you 10 hours. Well, here, traffic on the roads are really bad because they're still flooded. Many of the roads are still flooded. Calling my stepkids, that's what they actually are, really. They were going to come home back here, but they couldn't because the electricity is still not on here at the house. And possibly a pending storm. Yet again. So when they hear this kind of shit, I mean, you can't blame them. They say it's just really not a good time to travel over here. All considered. I wouldn't either. I'd wait until things calm down. You'd really rag on me if you knew what I was just doing right now when I'm eating. So I won't tell you. All right, so unless anybody wants to add anything, I'll probably end this broadcast. Truthfully, I'm not even going to do any extra shopping until I know that the electricity's on, because I'm kind of scarred a little bit about the generator. Even though it was fixed, I'm not trusting it implicitly. I don't want to buy a bunch of food that needs to be frozen and then have the generator go out again. I mean, I just don't trust the generator. The guy did a good job on fixing it, but old Bessie has seen his better days. I don't want to lose a bunch of, we lost a little bit, but I don't want to have to lose any more. It's really ridiculous when you have gets to a point that a citizen, somebody living in the area, has to want to go pay an official to get at the top of the list as far as getting your area, getting electricity back on, but that's kind of the way it works out here. Unfortunately. But that should be nothing new to any of you out there. And it really does affect people's lives in a horrible way. Electricity is so important. Remember, people didn't have electricity. It didn't exist. How did they get by? They got by. They managed. But, you know, people have become incredibly spoiled. How dare we don't have electricity? Well, if you're going to think that way, you got to think back to how people lived. Pardon me. I'm quite happy living in modern times. I don't think I could have lived back at a time when, sorry, I got myself in a dead zone here. Like I said, unless you want to add anything to this, opinions, whatever, I got to sneeze. I don't know what that allergen is affecting me. No idea. Now she's running, and my neighbor's happy about that. But the richest guy in the area and beyond lives up the block. And he won't run his generator. I'm not sure about what that's all about. He won't run his generator. He'd rather pay an official. It's okay, it's his money. I'm down with it. Let him do it. To get the electricity on over here. That's okay. Alright. I don't expect a miracle of a bunch of people showing up in here, but Wish is a very small channel. After 10 years, I should have 100,000 viewers, but it didn't work out that way, did it? Sure, I'll take the extra money. Why not? But fortunately, we're not broke here, despite legal shit, despite being taken advantage of in an Estafa situation, which is very, 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 very common out here. Even some of the most popular vloggers out here have gotten taken by something. Like giving a bunch of money to somebody they trusted, like a construction outfit. Never to get their house built. Or got taken advantage by, unfortunately it happens, by a Filipina who got a guy for his money. But you see, loneliness does not make you feel, well, it doesn't give you a clear head. Okay, so let's just use America for example. You're a senior, you're living a life where, I don't know, things just ain't great for you with family, things ain't great for you in the dating world, your wife died, you've been divorced for a long time. I get it, man. I totally get it. You want out. You want to live your life, so you move to the Philippines. But the desperation factor is what takes over. That's the problem. That's the problem. And they make foolish choices. And I've made them. I've made, I'm sure, a dozen mistakes, really. But did I learn from the mistakes? Yeah, and that's important. But you're not going to repeat the same thing over and over again. Sometimes it takes something like that to happen to wake your ass up. But a lot of people, and you got to understand how loneliness works. You don't want to live the rest of your life, whatever you have left, being lonely. That's the last thing that you want. So these guys, they make these impromptu, whatever, or desperate decisions. They find a girl that takes an interest in them, but they are not familiar with how they play things out here. Many times, he wants to, oh yeah, I'm going to come out and I got to wait till I retire for a year. So he sends her money all the time to kind of coerce her to, or entice her, actually, to wait for him. She's not waiting for him, chances are. She's dating other guys. She might even have 10 or 12 guys online that's sending her money, same thing. What they do, and here's how they do it, they try to get you to an emotional level where they got you. Once they get you to an emotional level, an emotional interest, they got you, and they know it. They're very good at what they do. I'm talking about the bad still to a lot of people. They don't realize that in the desperation, they go through the whole bank accounts thinking, I've got this great lady lined up for me. And she keeps on asking for money, and you want to keep her around to wait for you till you come out there. Drains you dry, so you can't come out. Always something coming up. The baby's sick, has a fever. My mom's going to have an operation. They'll use every trick in the book. Now, these are the Filipinos, the ones that are less than honest. And there's a lot of honest Filipinos, so let's try to keep it positive. And not to knock all the Filipinos, thinking every one of them is out to scam you. Mine wasn't. Maybe I lucked out, but not everybody has lucked out. Hey, that's all I got to say right now. I want to thank you for tuning in. Till my next show, or some uploads perhaps. Maybe I'll do some uploads. I may decide to walk along the beach today and see what it's looking like. What basically washed in. Try to keep my body moving here. Get as many steps in as I can. In fact, I got to start doing my little resistance exercises that I've been kind of neglecting since the power's been off and it's been really hot and been not in the mood to really get into my exercising. But the thing is, you start something, you've got to keep on doing it to get the benefits. And that's something I need to do. There's always a circumstance that comes up that prevents you from doing it, but you gotta be steadfast. You started something, just continue doing it. Unlike Jim, unfortunately the guy is just more interested in his muscle than his actual health because the guy's an alcoholic. The guy even chews tobacco on top of that. Everything is image with some people. Everything is image. Likes to walk around with his shirt off to show off. Well, that's called, being egotistical, of course. Arrogance plays a part in it. Cockiness. No one cares about what his physique looks like because it's all derived from steroid and testosterone usage. Now, if you could achieve making a little muscle without using that, I will be impressed. But I'm not impressed if you had to achieve it from taking roids and excessive for 20 years. You know where that's leading him at his age now? That's going to lead him to a bona fide heart attack. But I get tired of giving people advice on certain things. They don't take it. Ricky will never change, for example. Not to use names, I will. And I have, and I will continue to. It's like, no names mentioned on this one, but I know a guy, he's got a bit of bucks, likes to get his steps in. But he drinks. But he goes out, has these elaborate dinners, high fat content, high cholesterol. So the walking's okay. You want to burn off some calories. And it's good for the heart. I commend anybody who goes out for walking. But it's not just a one thing solves all. You got to have the diet thrown in there too. Sometimes I wonder if I'm still alive because of the fact that I did all these years get into certain supplementation and certain foods that I eat religiously. I'm almost pretty sure, because the fact that I smoke, that I should be dead a long time ago. But maybe, just maybe, I can't prove it, but I'm still here because, well, I'm doing something right amongst something that might be radically wrong. But I will say that drinking is your worst enemy amongst smoking, because drinking immediately affects your liver and other organs. I can't see me even drinking a beer. I don't want alcohol in my body. It's bad enough I'm doing one thing. That's bad enough, and I'm not going to double jeopardize myself, double jeopardy, by getting into drinking. I don't want to cope with alcohol, with any coping mechanism on alcohol. Okay? If I have to take prescriptions, it's because I need them. Sometimes your chemistry is off. Doesn't mean your psychology is fucked up. Your chemistry could run amok. That your brain is not producing enough of the feel-good shit. The GABA, all that stuff. Like I said, time and time again, if you got diabetes, you got to take diabetes medication. Or you could change your diet. You don't necessarily have to take diabetes medication. People don't understand that. And they're taking statins, well, they say that their cholesterol is high, but they don't understand is that the liver and everything in the brain needs that cholesterol. It's not bad for you. Cholesterol, they were saying for years, was a bad thing. Well, yeah, cholesterol is like 500 or 600. Yeah, okay, different story. And what are they doing for it? They're taking statin drugs. Statin drugs causes more problems than the cholesterol itself, my friends. But, don't listen to me because I don't know anything. Hey, look, it's easy, folks. It's called reading. It doesn't take much. It's called reading. You could learn, you don't have to be a freaking doctor or have a PhD in any of that shit. It's just common sense shit, you know. If you can't follow common sense, then, you know, don't expect the best in your life on any level, socially, morally, physically, mentally. Face the reality that you carry yourself around no matter where you go and what you do to your body, there's payback. And you have to learn to be, in a sense, your own doctor. You got to learn to. We got Chat GPT. We got these wonderful things now. You don't have to go to a book and read it, although you could. Some people actually still read books. All you really have to do, the information is at your fingertips. It's out there. You got to be willing to just read it. Rediscover your body, if not for the first time. Know what does what and why it does it, as far as diet, as far as supplementation. Read about it and understand. But the one vitamin I will say that every single one of you blokes out there need is D. Get in the form of D3. That is the one thing you all need, no matter what age you're at. I'm not going to go into details of what it does for you. You just have to look it up. We got ChatGPT, all that shit out there. You can look it up. It's very easy. But don't listen to me because I don't know anything. Well, I'm living proof that what I've been doing is good for me. It has been good for me. Other than getting a kidney stone, which was probably brought on by the amount of vitamin C and possibly other supplements. Sure, I probably did that to myself. But I think I was predispositioned because I had a kidney stone many years ago when I was living in Seattle. A small one, but it hurt like a mofo. So all I'm saying is you're in control of your own life. You're in control of your own body. What you do with it is your business. It's not really anybody else's business, but it doesn't hurt sometimes to listen to somebody that might know better, that might be a little bit more learned than the average person. I would be that person. There's a whole lot of shit that I know at least a little about. There's not much out there that I don't know something about. With that being said, I'm getting off here. Let me finish my tea. Let me spend some time with my lady. See what I got to do today. Cleanup time. And yes, I do help out around here. I get to vacuum out, I mop, I do a lot of stuff to help out. I'll do dishes. Don't expect your Filipina to do everything. And I know a lot of people get in relationships because they basically make a domestic slave out of their partners or wives out here, which is a sad thing to do. They make a slave out of their partners. I help out. I do a lot of laundry myself. I help with the cleaning. I do stuff like that. Because you should. I know. I mean, what did you want in a relationship? Did you want a loved one, or do you want a relationship, or do you want a domestic servant? It's unfortunate the state of mind the way some expats think out here. It's sad because they want them to, be subservient or an indentured servant. It shouldn't be. If you want a good relationship, that's not what you want. Help out a little bit. Because I'll tell you what, you got a good relationship and she's going to be with you till the end. You're going to want her to be with you. So if you've done good by her, no matter what you might consider being done good to her, she'll do good by you. But if you're a bastard and you're an arrogant bastard, she may just give up on you one time. Then you're on your own. You're at an older age, right? And you're going to definitely need. I don't know what my future holds for me, but I know she's going to be there for me. I have absolutely no question about it. Treat her right, and she's going to treat you right. That's like anything, friendships or anything. Treat somebody right, and they're going to treat you right, and they're going to be there for you in your hour of need. But not everybody thinks that way. Ouch. Oh, I fucked up my nail, major. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Don't just take your partner or wife out here for granted, is what I'm trying to say. Don't take them for granted. Because as you get older, man, you don't always get better, and you wind up developing all kinds of situations with your health. You're going to need her. She will then become your caretaker. Then she will not only be a part of, she will officially be your caretaker. Treat her right, and she's going to stay. And I don't mean with money and all that stuff. Treat her with respect. Let's get a little bit more positive on here. Stop talking shit about Filipinos. It's the same in America or anywhere else. You're going to get good women and bad women. You're going to get Karens. You're going to get all this shit. You're going to get greedy women. It's not just the Philippines, but they like to emphasize that in the Philippines. Well, because it does happen. If you're that stupid to let it happen, well, that's your ding. That's your thing. But if you made a mistake, and I've made a few, you learn from it. And you build up your life out here based on some bugaboos that you experience with Filipinos or otherwise. Okay, I got to get off here. There's not much dialogue going on, so I'm going to get off here. Otherwise, I'm just rambling to myself. Well, anyway, I hope you walk away from the show. You've taken something away with it, you know. Take care of yourself, and the world is good. You're responsible for your own happiness, no matter what adversity you have. It's you. It's not anybody else. Nobody owes you anything on here. Well, somebody does owe me 250,000 pesos. But besides that point, you know, you reap what you sow and all that crap. Stop complaining about the Philippines. It's not going to change anytime soon. If you don't like the bureaucracy, well, that's too bad. You don't like the infrastructure, well, there's always better places in the Philippines to move to than one place where you might have lived and experienced and said, oh, this is a terrible place. There's always other places you could live that you might feel a hell of a lot more comfortable than where you decided to settle in. Move around if you have to, but settle down somewhere. I don't know, you see these guys, I call them nomads, you know, and they're going from town to town and town. They're either approaching retirement age or they are retired. But it's most of the younger guys that are doing this. They're sowing their oats and everything. They're going from one place to another, and they got daddy's money or something, and, you know, they're able to go from one place in the Philippines to another, to another, to another. And they're very well traveled within the country because, number one, they can afford to do it. You know, daddy's probably helping them out. Maybe the family wanted to get rid of them. We're more than happy to give them a little money to stay out of the house. Sometimes it's worthwhile for parents just to give their kids a credit card and say, yeah, spend it, but spend it wisely. But just stay out of the home. We'll take care of you, but we'd rather you be there than be here. And don't tell me that doesn't happen, because it does. They'd rather see you out of the way and still having you at home, maybe sucking off their tits at home. They figure, well, I can get rid of this guy. Hey, go ahead, go to the Philippines or wherever you want to go. We'll allocate you X amount of money every month. We might even control it, but we'll give you X amount of money to survive. I mean, we love you, Junior. We love you, Junior, but we don't want to have you live with us. Go explore the world. Go ahead, go ahead. Go get laid, perhaps for the first time. Go, be a man, become independent, or just join the armed services. That's what they did back. When nothing is happening with your life, you join the armed services. They provide 3 squares, meals a day, how many squares of toilet paper. You'll be doing a wonderful thing for your country and not get appreciated at the end. You're just a tool. If you want to be a tool, you join the service. Oh, wait, Frank, wait. Come on. You got to be raw American, man. What's with you, man? Don't you love your country? Not these days. If you want to talk about a place falling apart, that's the United States. Nevertheless, the Philippines, that you feel about the Philippines. The United States is a disaster zone. People are so divided in the United States. You can't live there, not just because of the expenses. It's not just the expenses, although it's a major issue. But this president has done a wonderful job in dividing people, dividing the parties. The very people that voted for him are disappointed in him. He has destroyed America. He wants to go down in history as a very progressive president that did so much for the people, But if you really examine it, what the hell did he do for the people? He did it for himself. Anything that was self serving, this president did. I know. MAGA. Make America great again. Well, he failed at that. I told you his popularity levels have sunk. Completely sunk. Look at the figures. That people are finally waking up. You can't have a martyr as a president. You can't have a dictator as a president. But in America, that's exactly what you have right now. One of the best presidents was probably Roosevelt and John F. Kennedy. Those are probably the best presidents we've had, to my knowledge and what I understand about the history of some of the presidents. Some of them were really insignificant that did nothing at all. But we have people that stand out, like Kennedy. But Kennedy knew a lot of stuff. It was a setup, of course. His assassination was a complete setup. He was going to reveal a whole lot of stuff, too. The Kennedy family is known for its curses, but JFK, in my mind, was one of the better presidents. Okay, I'm off. I'm out of here. I'm just procrastinating. Take care, folks. I need to go on my day. Probably got to do a little bit of shopping today, but I'm still not convinced the electricity is going to be on even today. As I said, I'm very skeptical about my generator, and I'm afraid to buy too much food because if it goes off again, I just don't know when the electricity is going to come back. Now I'm getting more people. Every time that I'm going to get off, I start getting people show up. Where were you earlier? Well, I guess the more the morning progresses, more people are up here in the Philippines anyway. I was on extra early this morning because I had to get up to top off the generator with gasoline. In fact, I'm going to have to go buy more gasoline today because this thing eats up gasoline like crazy. And I don't know when the electricity is going to be turned on, so I am very dependent on that generator. But I'm very happy that I actually have a generator. It may not be the best in the world. It's rinky dink as far as I'm concerned. But when you get it working, it works. It's doing its job. It's taking care of us. I've got air conditioning. I got whatever. Got electricity and I got internet. So I'm real happy about that. So all's good in Frank's world. How's your world? All right, I'm out of here.
All right. I thought he was never going to leave. Next show in 45 minutes. All right. Hell on Earth. Some really good questions, man. Really good question. This is what I believe what will happen to Frank. Okay. Frank is steadily approaching 1 year overstaying. Okay. And Barry has been in fucking jail for 924 days, 38 minutes, and 50 odd seconds. And when he reaches that point of being a 1 year overstayer, then it's automatically you become an undesirable. Right. And so if he breaks loose from Shaw, which I highly doubt he will, then he can go renew his visa. But he's forgetting. They're going to say, sorry, sir, you overstayed and you owe us boom, boom, boom. So I got a funny feeling he's not putting money away for his overstay fees and they're just piling up and they're piling up. Right? So in the end, what's going to happen is after his year approaches, they're probably going to come pick him up at some point and they're going to say, hey, you're an overstayer. You got to pay these fees. Um, Sorry, sir, you got this problem, but you didn't pay your fees. And he's going to get kicked out. Okay. And this is going to be a very long process. It's going to be a hilarious process. And dude, this guy is in hell right now because he doesn't know what's going to happen. Okay? And he's pissed off at the guy down the street because the guy down the street just, paid the government and said, yeah, get my electricity running again. Frank can't afford to do that. Okay? And it's just like he's pissed off at Big E. And hell on earth, you made a great friggin' comment. He will walk through fire to recover 250,000 pesos. But yet, when his, I don't know what you call her. Well, I'll just say when Jimmy's wife has ripped him off 2 million pesos with this other girl, right? He's willing to let it go. That was a great comment. I mean, this guy, by definition, hell on earth, you got it correct. He is penny wise and pound foolish. You could tell Barry's had a hard life as he is handling Philippines prison better than many I know who have been in there. Exactly. I mean, if anybody's going to survive, it's Barry. Okay, Barry knows how to survive. Right, and I have to give Barry credit. Uh, does Barry deserve to be in there? Why? I don't know. He overstayed. That's Philippines rules and regulations. Has Barry fucked many Filipinos over? Sure, he has, but a lot of you expats over there have done the same goddamn thing. Okay. And it's funny. I mean, how can you let 2 million pesos slide, but yet still want 250,000 pesos from Barry? And Barry's never going to fucking pay you. It's not going to happen. And I don't think Big E or the other guy is going to pay, right? It's not going to happen. They're not going to give you the money. You're not entitled to their money. Barry's not entitled to their money. If you get yourself in a pickle, pull your man card out, stand up, take responsibility, and do what's right. Take accountability for your actions. And what I mean by take accountability for your actions, Frank, you are the one that called Shaw a whore. Now you're going to have to now you're going to have to pay for your actions. You're going to have to be accountable. Frank, you're not innocent. You have called many people here on YouTube a pedophile, when in fact, Frank, you are the pedophile. And you have proven you're a pedophile by your own demonstration. I think Barry will be back in USA in the next 6 months, personally. I, you know, I couldn't put a hard timeline on it like that. Hell on earth, I just couldn't do it. I mean, because look, I'm gonna be honest. I just know how fucking lazy the Filipinos are, and they don't give two shits about Barry. And I think with a lot of you guys out there, I don't think that's really sinking in. Okay. I and I don't think it has sunk in for Barry either. Uh, I mean, 6 months. I don't know. I'm looking at years of him being in there. That's what I'm looking at. And because I know these Filipinos in the bureaucratic system just don't give a shit. It's like his paperwork is probably sitting on somebody's fucking desk and it's got a half an inch of dust on it. He's lost in the paperwork and not a priority. Exactly, Don C. I mean, that's very generous of you to say 6 months, hell on earth, but bro, I think your optimism is uh, is just a wee bit too much. Okay, but we'll see. That's why I put the counter up there. 924 days. All right, he's going to be approaching his third Christmas. His third Christmas in jail. Okay, and he can whine and cry all he wants. It's not jail. It's a detention center. Looks like fucking jail to me, you know. But do I feel sorry for him? No, it's time for Barry to take accountability, just like Frank should take accountability. Uh, I mean, fucking get real with this shit. If you're the one out there running your fucking pie hole, it's gonna catch up to you. And it caught up to Barry, and now it's catching up to Frank. These two guys destroyed each other. And Mick Fisher went there and tried to tell him, you need to get off YouTube. You need to quit saying what you're saying about Filipinos. You're going to get in trouble. You need to drop this case. You're wasting money. Did he follow Mick Fisher's advice? No, he did not. Okay. Aloe de Winter, for some reason, thinks that Frank won. No, what actually happened is Frank got destroyed by Barry, and Barry got destroyed by Frank. See, I knew the minute I'd say that, your little greasy fingers would start typing, Aloe. They destroyed each other. He can't leave the island. He's almost a year on overstay. Eh? And you could tell unhappy he is. And then when he starts talking about the president of the United States, and then says he didn't vote because he couldn't. Uh, what do you mean you couldn't? All you have to do is have an address and get a mail-in ballot, and you can vote. And I'm the type of guy, if you haven't voted, and I don't care who's in the White House, whether it's Democrat, Independent, or Republican, I don't care who's in the White House. If you didn't vote, I don't even want to hear from you because, as far as I'm concerned, you're not part of the solution. You're part of the problem. Okay. If you, as an American, you should be doing your civic duty, period, and voting. If you're overseas, get yourself a mail in ballot. It's very easy to do. All right. And then this guy says, "Oh, I made a few mistakes." Let's talk about the fucking mistakes. Mistake number one, he hooked up with Gilda, who has 8 kids and is married. That was mistake number one. Mistake number two, he bought a fucking house and her name is on it. And she's married and has 8 kids. Right? Now, if I told anybody this fucking story down at the VA, they would all want to know who this fucking clown is. Yeah, I tell you. And dude, if you're a seasoned person, if you're a real fucking man, if you have a man card and you hook up with any woman, you can automatically already tell if that broad has had kids or not the minute the clothes come off. And if you can't, I'm not going to explain it to you. Okay. Ever wonder if Gilda is making Frank paranoid as she knows his mind is going and playing with him to look like it's others mugging him off? I don't know. She could. Dude, that AI animation is just fucking hilarious. Okay. It's just fucking hilarious. And so these, and then let's talk about a recent mistake. A recent mistake is, what did he do? He pissed away 2 million pesos. And I guarantee you, Gilda's got half that fucking money. And that chick got the other half. And Gilda's got that in a bank account or paid her debts off. Okay? I mean, this guy has done nothing but make mistakes after mistake. Let's talk about another mistake he made. He come on live stream and he maliciously maligned Barry's girlfriend. Okay? And he said such terrible things about her. And he also fucking threatened her. Okay. So this shit, I lose my temper once in a while. Yeah, I've said a few things. No, this is a pattern with this guy. This is a total pattern. It never friggin' stops with this guy. Right. And as you could see, as his live stream progressed, he made more stories up about me. He made stories up about Nico. He made stories up about Big E. And he just goes on and on and on. And I'll tell you honestly, I am quite enjoying seeing him stuck in limbo. I don't want to see him go to jail. I want it. I Dude, because you got to understand, as he would say, I bet you his cortisol level is through the roof. Eh, and then he's ragging on some guy I, I don't even know, talking about how he takes, steroids and chews tobacco and shows his chest off. Well, dude, Frank, you can't show your chest off because you're just like every other old man in this genre. You have man boobs. It's not pretty to look at. Mhm. Yeah, exactly. He cannot grasp it. Yeah, Steve, he cannot grasp it. And his comprehension level on a scale of 1 to 10 is about a 3, okay? And now he thinks Mick Fisher is the boogeyman. Mick Fisher tried to go there and give him good advice, and he would not fucking take it. He just wouldn't take it. Right? It was gonna be his way or the fucking highway, and this guy doesn't give two shits about what you have to say. Right? And it's sad. It's really fucking sad. Stank is more tolerable than ever since since he's returned. You're very generous, Flying Circus. Very generous. And so what do you do with a guy like this? All you have to do is sit back and watch him blow his fucking life up. I have a feeling Gilda is looking at ways to bring him down, even slowly, poisoning his food, tiny doses, and she gets everything, so why keep him going? Dude, hell on earth, man, that's cold-blooded. Uh, oh, man, but, you know, and he hates everybody, and the way he talks, you could tell he hates himself, okay? And he fancies that he's gonna live forever, and dude, the whole show, he trampled on Roberto. I don't know if Roberto's dead or alive. I don't know what's going on Roberto, so I'll leave him out of it. He trampled on Ed Lippitt's grave. Ed Lippitt never did a fucking thing to this guy. Ed Lippitt lived a good, full life. Ed Lippitt's awesome dude. He's a fucking Vietnam vet. Served his country honorably. Eh? And he did it and he did 20 years plus. Okay. Fucking this guy, Frank, has no merit, no honor, no dignity, no code, nothing. Okay. Frank is nothing but a fucking liberal crybaby. Okay. Knowing there's no friend or family who would know if Frank is dead and still oh, dude. I personally, I don't care if the guy lives, dies, whatever, you know. And even if he did die, I would not trample on his grave. It's just, it's not in my nature to do something like that. When, JW died, I just said, oh, sorry about that, and moved on. Uh, She must have PIN numbers, etc., and access to accounts in the event if he died. It's in my nature. Uh, you know, I'm not going to judge you for it. I mean, I I live life my way. You guys, each and every one of you, you live life your way, man. And but to me, the guy's a waste of human flesh and space. Okay, he definitely is, and I actually feel sorry for him. I mean, he is truly lonely. even though he's living there with Gilda. Uh, I listened to Gilda answer him, and it's with quiet disdain that she does so. And I'm like, "Oh my god, I I would be totally pissed if a woman ever talked to me that way, and I wouldn't be pissed at her because I knew it would be my fault. Sorry, Popeye, I see the worst in everyone." Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, even at my age, I still have some optimism left. Hell on earth. It's 16.5 hours long. Oh, but, you know, that's my take on his live stream right then and there. I and I wanna thank all you guys from coming in, from Flying Circus to Aloe de Winter to Hell on Earth, Don C, Steve 25901, all you guys, Mike Luna, thanks for coming in, guys. I enjoyed my time with you, but I'm gonna go get some dinner now, and I'm not gonna sit here and ramble on and eat in front of you and make strange noises. So you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you on the flip side, man. This is Popeye One. I'm out of here.